Pisces, hi Dreamweavers. The truth no one told you is that your sensitivity was never a weakness, okay? It was your gift. It was always your gift. And your emotional depth, your empathy, your ability to feel what others cannot, it was never meant to be a burden. And it was meant to be a throne. Like, this is your throne. This is who you are. And what I love about this is that let's look at this. You came out, first card for you today is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups sits on choppy waters, right? He remains calm, centered, wise. And that's you, Pisces. That is you. Even when it doesn't feel like you're calm, you are calm. You are, I think in my last reading, I just said that you dictate the temperature of the room. You dictate how other people react. Your energy is what tempers out the room. So if you're excited, you bring excitement to the room. If you are calm, you bring calmness to the room. And that's just the way it is. It's who you are. This is who you are. Now that you've mastered your energy, we're in a whole other world, because this energy was never meant to fix anyone. And you spent a lot of years trying to fix people and drowning in other people's emotions because you couldn't separate yourself from them. But now that you can, you're calm, cool, collected, and they follow your lead. I am loving this. I'm loving it. You've mastered more than you give yourself credit for. People took your emotional mastery and took it and mistook it for emotional availability, and they used and they abused it for a long time. They fed off your stability. They fed off your stability without honoring your soul's fragility. Because as calm as you are, you're still Pisces, right? You're still in your emotions. When they use and abuse you, they tried to break you, right? And they couldn't. Look how calm you are. You're a quiet storm, actually, because when you walk in a room, when your energy walks in a room, you overtake every energy in that room, and they know it. You are still waters that run deep. And but you're nobody's lifeboat. If somebody needs a hand, you give them a hand, but you're not their lifeboat. They used to use you as the lifeboat, and then everybody would get on that lifeboat, and the lifeboat is like sinking underwater, and everybody's on top. Now you're the lighthouse, so that's why your energy just lights up the room. So when you come in and you are calm, cool, collected, listen. The energies in that room have no choice but to follow that lead. And sometimes they don't even understand how and why they're following that lead. You might have somebody that has like fiery energy and they're just whoa, whoa, whoa. And you're just like peaceful, calm. And they got to follow that lead. And that might irritate their demons. And what I love about this spread is that when I pulled this card, this fell out of what's the vibe, so I'm just going to share it with you. Inspired, optimistic, success. Not just are you inspired, your spirit team is inspired by all that you're doing, and you're inspiring others. And not just that, you are the high priestess, right? You are Pisces. This is your energy. This is your spiritual self. For a long time, like all the swords were coming out, all the wands. And lately, I'm just seeing a lot of cups. I'm just seeing a lot of your energy, whether it's up, right side up or upside down, but it's back in your energy because you're maneuvering through all the energies now differently. You are, you're handling those energies in a different way. And some of these are tests. I don't know if they're really tests, but they're just to see if you've really learn the lessons? Are you going to put yourself out there and become a raft for someone, a lifeboat? Or are you just going to shine your light and let people walk through as they choose? Pretty amazing. And look it right under that. The Queen of Cups, you are so balanced. King of Cups, Queen of Cups. Wow, Pisces. That just gets better. Queen of Cups and then the Nine of Pentacles. You were conditioned to feel, like you were conditioned to think for so long that your ability to feel deeply was too much. It was too soft. It was too fragile. Like you were always too something, right? Like you just never fit in. But Spirit is revealing now that no, your stillness is your strength. Your stillness is your strength. You've mastered emotional regulation. You've held space for others. You've led with your heart even when it broke. So even when your heart was broken, you know how other people, when hearts break, they just lash out at other people? No, you held space for people. You held emotional space for people. You held love for people. And a lot of times your needs went unmet. And you weren't taught how to receive. You were constantly giving. You were always holding, fixing, carrying. This Queen of Cups here speaks to that. This is so deep, Pisces. This is so deep. But it's beautiful too, because you just needed time. Like this just says, like, you know what? This speaks to the fact that you just needed time to turn inward. And they held out on you, Spirit held out on you because you weren't ready to use it for yourself yet. Who knows? Maybe if you might have used it for yourself back then, it wouldn't have worked because you would have been too selfish with the energy if you realized what the power was and how much you were able to give to yourself, right? You would have maybe chose not to interact with others. But the Queen of Cups is intuitive, nurturing, and the Queen of Cups is also a healer. But a lot of times, the Queen of Cups also gives from a cup that she forgets to refill for herself. But now look, the King of Cups is here with you. And you had to learn that your gift isn't just to be used or holding space for giving to others. This is recognizing also when you need holding. You had to learn that boundaries are sacred and not selfish. The fact that you're intuitive and you can see what other people need doesn't mean that they get to use you as a crutch. And that you can be loved just for being, and you don't have to sacrifice yourself to be loved. And Spirit says you couldn't see your full power until you stopped giving it away to be chosen. And when you stop giving it away, look, the Nine of Pentacles is here. All your gifts came in. And the beauty of this is that all your gifts came in through your own healing, through your own realizations, maybe your connection, you having a deeper connection with Spirit, and you are now realizing that now that your cup is overflowing, you have more than enough to give. But you know now that you got to fill your cup first. It's like this is your sacred reunion with yourself. You have two parts of you. Like I was saying, Pisces, this is like your two fish swimming in different directions. This is your sacred reunion. Like you've mastered your masculine and your feminine. And this is beautiful because once you balance that yin and yang, right? That pull and push, you became this independent Pisces. This doesn't mean that you don't need anyone, but it means that You've mastered your emotions. You've mastered yourself. You've mastered self-control, emotional regulation, all the things that I've talked about. And you've mastered it so much that you are now able to help other people do the same. And this is your glow up session. You're no longer having to prove your worth. You see your own worth here. You see what you're worth. And this is not being conceited. This is just you see your worth. Before you thought you felt that you had to do something. You had to overgive to be worthy. And now you're just like, no, like it's like, oh, ding, 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 light bulb came on. And you're like, no, I'm already worthy. I'm already worthy. I don't have to overgive. Just the fact that I am balanced, brings in all this abundance for me. Your peace, and not just that, Pisces, but your peace is freaking magnetic. People are attracted to your peace. They're attracted to you. It's an energy that you exude. And some will love it, some will not. Those who are not at peace and who are not coming yet to find their peace will not love it so much. It's too bright. Now you become too peaceful for everyone, right? And that's okay. That's not for you to manage. Those around you have to manage their own peace. And that's the beauty of it, right? That's what you figured out, that even though you are intuitive, you are the high priestess, you are able to see the light in other people, you had to manage your own light. Because maybe you were trying to bring in their light to make you feel better. Like as you tried to light them up in a way. So when you lit them up, that made you feel worthy. But now the fact that you are lit up, that you're lighting up the room, that you are being intentional about how you use your emotions is just magnetic. You're standing in your truth. You're just no longer proving your worth. What else can I say, Pisces? These cards speak for itself. Absolutely. Yin and yang. Absolutely. After this, I pull the Queen of Pentacles, and it's like, it's like ding dong, hello Pisces. The Queen of Pentacles represents stability and abundance, right? And your sacred self. And the Queen of Pentacles fills her cup up and is able to nurture others. So you've integrated this emotional depth and this practical strength. And now you're able to sustain the life that you want and always deserve, as well as a life that nourishes yourself as much as it does others. It's beauty, the groundedness, the emotion. Like I love the balance between, like the high priestess is here, your intuition is here, the Queen and King of Cups, like emotional balance is here. And it's like now finally you're realizing you always had it in you and you had it all. And this energy is naturally bringing in what's for you. All the abundance, all the grounded abundance. This is like you are Mother Gaia to others. You are Mother Gaia to yourself, right? This is a Mother Earth energy. And before you spent a lot of time not being grounded, wishing and hopeful and thinking, right? This hopeful card came out, but now this hopefulness is a different kind of hopeful. This is hopefulness coming from your spirit team. Your success is coming in. The optimism is, you're seeing optimism in a whole different light. not with the rose-colored glasses. Those rose-colored glasses for the people around you have been gradually falling off until you realize that everything that you were seeing or wanted to see in others, you already had within yourself. See, that's the thing, right? Wow. You could see it in others because this energy was already the energy that you hold. Because we can't see in others what we don't see in our what we don't have. Even if we don't see it in ourselves, when you see someone else, they are reflecting back something to you that you have in yourself. Just like other people's shadows, when you see other people's shadows, they reflect your shadows. That's why it's important to tame your shadows, or else you'll go toe to toe with them and you'll never get anywhere. But being balanced and being able to see both sides of the coin when you're looking at someone and seeing where those energies fall within yourself. So when you look at someone and you go, oh my gosh, they are so business minded. You look at yourself and you go, yep, because I'm business minded. But now you have to look at the other side of it and say, hey, they're business minded, but what is it that's stopping them, right? So what is the shadow there? And when you look at that shadow, you can see that that's a shadow that you've already worked through to find this balance that you're in right now. And they've got to want to work through that, right? So you'll stay hopeful and optimistic, but you're not going to be hopeful and optimistic to a fault anymore. Because they need to own all of it. They need to see themselves. They need to feel themselves. You had to feel yourself. So you couldn't just hear it. Someone couldn't just tell you that you were beautiful. Someone couldn't just tell you that you were smart. Someone couldn't just tell you that you were intuitive. You had to feel it for yourself. Because once you feel it, there's no going back. There's no taking that feeling away from you. And then we had the Devil in reverse. Freaking amazing. Amazing. Talk about the chains being released. Like, this means like you are free. You're already free. You were never chained to begin with. Maybe a mental chain. A spiritual chain, somewhere you kept yourself chained. And it's crazy that also and I keep saying crazy because it is crazy. It seems insane that we hold ourselves hostage this way. And I don't mean crazy in a bad way. I don't mean to use that in a bad way. So no offense to anyone, please. But it's just a wow moment when you realize that you're the one that's been holding yourself hostage through your thoughts and your actions and the way that you used your emotions in the past. And I love it for you because you're not there anymore. You're not bound to the past anymore. You're not bound to the pain anymore. You're not consumed by what other people need anymore. You're there to help if they need it, and if you choose to, and if they want the help, you are there. But you're not consumed by everyone's needs. Before you were consumed, you could see someone and see what they needed, and you were interjecting yourself when they weren't ready to work on themselves yet. This is the end to your suffering. With the knowledge and the feeling and the balanced emotions that you now have, you are no longer bound by anything or anyone. You're bound to yourself, your higher power, and your grounding practices to keep your cup full. Yes, yes, yes. The Queen of Pentacles is abundant. And, this Martyr them. Maybe you're it's like you've broken generational cycles. These are cycles that have probably gone on for generations in your family, where the female energies in your family martyr themselves to be loved. And you're saying no more. No more. I don't have to be a martyr to be loved. I don't have to do anything. I just need to be. I need to be balanced. I need to nurture myself. I need to fill my cup. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is not selfish. You're protecting your peace. And when you protect your peace, you are now showing the generations after you how to protect theirs. You may even be showing generations prior to you now as they see your peace coming in, because maybe they did think you were selfish. And now they're seeing you and they're saying, wow, Pisces is so balanced, so peaceful. She's glowing. He's glowing. They're glowing. And now all that time that you maybe spent away, whether they thought you were hiding out, you were being selfish, and now you're back and you're sharing because you have it to give. You're the Queen of Pentacles. You've broken the toxicity. You can see toxicity coming from a mile away and you will not engage. If someone wants you to be a martyr, they're gonna have to look for a martyr somewhere else. That's not your energy anymore. You're just ready to love, lead, and live freely for you. You're in the energy of, I can do whatever I want. And it's not that, like I said, it's not that the Ten of Pentacles is coming. You're the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen and King of Cups are here. So once you have this balance, it all comes in. And when it's meant for you. The union, all the unions come in. The soul tribe, all the earthly things, all the pentacles. Pentacles are not just about money. All the things you thought that you were missing, that you would never have, that you were longing for, it all starts to come in. And it all started with you making a decision to change how you were using your emotions. All right, Pisces, Dreamweavers. If this message resonated with you today, drop a fish in the comments and let me know. I claimed this reading for you for sure. Like, share, and subscribe for more Pisces readings like this. And your journey is sacred. Let's keep weaving that dream together. I am honored to walk beside you. See you in the next one.